وقل رب زدني علما.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, inshallah we have the class of Tafseer from Surah A'raaf, Surah 7. Inshallah we're going to start from verse 73. Verse 73, Surah A'raaf. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وإلى ثمود أخاهم صالحا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره قد جاءتكم بينة من ربكم هذه ناقة الله لكم آية فذروها تأكل في أرض الله ولا تمسوها بسوء فيأخذكم عذاب أليم واذكروا إذ جعلكم خلفاء من بعد عاد وبوأكم في الأرض تتخذون من سهولها قصورا وتنحتون الجبال بيوتا فاذكروا آلاء الله ولا تعثوا في الأرض مفسدين. In these verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about the history of Prophet Salih with his people, and that he called them to worship none but Allah, and that they should believe the ayat of Allah Azza wa Jal, and that they should remember that Allah made them after the people of Ad, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon them houses they built on the land and on the mountains, and he warned them to cause mischief and corruption on earth. وَإِلَى ثَمُودَ أَخَاهُمْ صَالِحًا. And remember when we sent to Thamud, the people of Thamud, we sent their brother Salih, who said, O my people, worship Allah. You have no other true God but Him. La ilaha illallah, none has the right to be worshipped but Allah. Indeed, there has come to you a clear sign, the miracle of the coming out of a huge she-camel from the midst of a rock, from your Lord. Indeed, there has come to you a clear sign from your Lord. This she-camel of Allah is a sign unto you. So leave her to grass in Allah's earth, and do not touch her with harm, lest a painful torment should seize you. The people of Salih, they reject the message of Prophet Salih, and they told him that if Allah bring a she-camel from a rock, they specify a she-camel comes from the rock, then that's a miracle, and that's a proof that he is a messenger of Allah, and they will believe it. Prophet Salih asked Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to do so, for Allah is able everything, in order either they believe it or to establish the proof against them. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He brought out the she-camel from the rock. So He said, he said, this she-camel of Allah is a sign unto you. So leave her to grass in Allah's earth, and do not touch her with harm, lest a painful torment should seize you. And remember, when He made you successors after Ad, the people of Ad, and gave you habitations in the land, you build for yourself palaces in plains, and carve out homes in mountains, and carve out homes in the mountains. So remember the graces bestowed upon you from Allah, and do not go about making mischief on the earth. What was their response? قال الملأ الذين استكبروا من قومه للذين استضعفوا لمن آمن منهم أتعلمون أن صالحا مرسل من ربه قالوا إنا بما أرسل به مؤمنون قال الذين استكبروا إنا بالذي آمنتم به كافرون. The people of Salih, when He called them to Tawheed, He called them to Allah, He reminded them the graces of Allah, that Allah bestowed upon them, instead of believing in him and following him, what they did, they talked to the believers who were weak to the eyes of the disbelievers. And they asked them, did you believe that Salih is a messenger from Allah? The believers said, yes, we believe what he was sent with. The disbelievers, they said, but they disbelieve it. قال الملأ الذين استكبروا, the leaders of those who were arrogant among his people said to those who were counted weak, to such of them as believer, do you know that Salih is one sent from his Lord? They said, we indeed believe in that with which he was sent with. They said, we indeed believe in that with which he has been sent. Those who were arrogant said, verily, we disbelieve in that which you believe in. فعقروا الناقة فعتوا عن أمر ربهم وقالوا يا صالح ائتنا بما تعدنا إن كنت من المرسلين فأخذتهم الرجفة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين فتولى عنهم وقال يا قوم لقد أبلغتكم رسالة ربي ونصحت لكم ولكن لا تحبون الناصحين. When they disbelieve messenger of Salih alayhi salatu wasalam, and they make fun on the believers who follow him, they didn't stop there, the disbelievers, but rather they went and killed the she-camel that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a sign and a proof for them from their Lord. They killed that she-camel. Not only that, they say to Salih, ask your Lord, bring about the threats and the punishment you mentioned if you are from the messengers of Allah. When they did that, and they killed the she-camel, and they left the haqq knowingly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them by causing the earth, by destroying them with earthquake, and destroyed them, all of them. Then Prophet Salih said to them, O my people, I convey my message to you, and I advise you. I was well wisher for you, but you don't want the advisors. That's the end of their story. So they killed the she-camel and insolently defied the commands of their Lord. They defied and rejected the commandment of their Lord, and said, O Salih, bring about your threats, if you are indeed one of the messengers of Allah. So the earthquake seized them, and they lay dead, prostrate in their homes. Then he, Salih, turned from them and said, O my people, I have indeed conveyed to you the message of my Lord, and have given you good advice, but you like not good advice. This is the ending of those people. He called them to Tawheed. He called them to believe in Him, the message of Allah. He come with miracles, signs, like the she-camel coming from out of the rock. They rejected all that. They disbelieve in Him. They kill the she-camel, and they make fun of the believers. When that happened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seized them with earthquake and destroyed them. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلُوطًا إِذْ قَالَ لِقَوْمِهِ أَتَأْتُونَ الْفَاحِشَةَ مَا سَبَقَكُمْ بِهَا مِنْ أَحَدٍ مِنَ الْعَالَمِينَ إِنَّكُمْ لَتَأْتُونَ الرِّجَالَ شَهْوَةً مِنْ دُونِ النِّسَاءِ بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ مُسْرِفُونَ وما كان جواب قومه إلا أن قالوا أخرجوهم من قريتكم إنهم أناس يتطهرون فأنجيناه وأهله إلا امرأته كانت من الغابرين وأمطرنا عليهم مطرا فانظر كيف كان عاقبة المجرمين. This is next story. It's about Prophet Lut and his people. His people who were famous with عياذا بالله this evil act which nobody from human ever did before them. Rather, nobody ever did before them. It's the gay people, عياذا بالله. So He warned them. He warned them doing that evil things. But his people, they disbelieve in him. Rather, they said, we kick you out from our land. They said, we drive you out. We drive you out of our own land. You are people who want purity and cleanliness. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished them all. Punished them. Allah said, and remember, Lut, when he said to his people, do you commit the sin such as none preceding you has ever committed in the alamin? Yes. Do you commit the sin such as none preceding you has committed in the creation? Verily, you practice your lusts on man instead of woman. Nay, but you are people transgressing beyond bounds by committing great sin. And the answer of his people was only that they said, drive them out of your town. They say to one another, drive them, means the believers, drive the believers out of your town. These are indeed men who wanted to be pure, means from sin and from that filthy stuff. Allah said, then we save him, and فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ. Then we save him and his family, except his wife. She was of those who remained behind, means in the torment. Because Prophet Lut's wife, she was a disbeliever. And she used to, she was a disbeliever. Yes. Allah said, وَأَمْطَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ مَطَرًا. And we rained them. We rained down on them a rain, means of stones. فَانْظُرْ كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. So see, what was the end of the criminals, the polytheists and sinners. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished those people, the gay people, عِيَاذًا بِاللَّهِ. Yes, they were living in cities. Those cities were lifted up all the way to the sky, up, and threaded up, upside down, and then throw rain of stones, shower of stones. They punished. وَالْجَزَاءُ مِنْ جِنْسِ الْعَمَلِ. They changed the natural disposition. Instead of having relationship with their wives, man having a relationship with wife, they did the opposite. Man having a relation with man. A'udhu billah. And our time, a'udhu billah, they spread so much. Two groups spread our time so much. The enemy of Prophet Lut, the gay people, and the mulhidun, the atheists, and other many wicked people. They so much. Na'udhu billahi min sharrihim. Then Allah said, next story. وإلى مدين أخاهم شعيبا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره قد جاءتكم بينة من ربكم فأوفوا الكيل والميزان ولا تبخسوا الناس أشياءهم ولا تفسدوا في الأرض بعد إصلاحها ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين ولا تقعدوا بكل صراط توعدون وتصدون عن سبيل الله من آمن به وتبغونها عوجا واذكروا إذ كنتم قليلا فكثركم وانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المفسدين وإن كان طائفة منكم آمنوا بالذي أرسلت به وطائفة لم يؤمنوا فاصبروا حتى يحكم الله بيننا وهو خير الحاكمين. The next story is the story of Prophet Shu'aib with his people. When he called them to worship none but Allah. By the way, it's amazing that every messenger says to his people, worship none but Allah. Allah mentioned. But in the case of Prophet Lut, yes, he called them to Tawheed because he is from the messengers, and every messenger called people to Tawheed. But Allah didn't mention in the Quran that Prophet Lut called his people to worship none but Allah specifically. Allah didn't say in Quran, Prophet Lut said to his people, worship none but Allah. unlike any other messenger. They said to their people, worship none but Allah. When Allah talked about what happened between Prophet Lut and his people, Allah mentioned that He warned them doing that filthy stuff, the gay stuff, iyadan billah. Homosexual, those evil things. And evil people, na'udhu billah. That's what He warned. That's what Allah mentioned in the Quran. So, in another word, inshallah, the verses of Allah talking about the messengers calling people to Tawheed is two types. Some verses, Allah mentioned in general way that every messenger call people to La ilaha illallah. Every messenger call people to La ilaha illallah. So these verses Prophet Lut include because he's a messenger of Allah. And he called people to La ilaha illallah. General. And then other verses Allah specifically mentioned that so and so a messenger said to his people, worship none but Allah. When it comes to that, Allah mentioned Prophet Muhammad did that, Prophet Muhammad did that, Prophet Nuh did that, Prophet Shu'aib did that, Prophet Ibrahim did that, Prophet Musa did that, and the like. But Prophet Lut, Allah didn't mention that. What Allah mentioned Prophet Lut is warning people against that evil things, which nobody did before them. What this shows, how filthy and nasty and evil is this gay stuff. Iyadan billah. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Na'udhu billah. Na'udhu billah. Na'udhu billah. Na'udhu billah. Na'udhu billah. Some of the people, they acknowledge, they said this first, when they were starting this shayateen, when they were doing this filthy stuff, they first started with their wives. They did that to their wives. And then shaitan continued misguiding them until they did to one another. Man did to one another. And you see on the other hand, women doing to one another. هؤلاء كلهم أتباع الشيطان. All of them are followers of devil. Wallahi. They followers of devil. They followers of devil. They are not believers in Allah. They are not believers in the true religion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِلَى مَدْيَنَ أَخَاهُمْ شُعَيْبًا, unto the people of Madian. Inshallah we stop here. Wallahu a'lam wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.